Hey everyone, I'm Chris, a librarian with the Yakima Valley Libraries, and today I'm here to review the 2014 New Zealand vampire movie, What We Do in the Shadows, available streaming through Canopy with your library card. So I'm a big fan of vampires, from Buffy to True Blood, Underworld to even the Vampire Diaries. There's something extremely interesting about these immortal monsters that lurk in the dark at night. They are bloodthirsty, fearsome killers who show no mercy to their victims, analogs of our serial killers and other human monsters. Or maybe, as this film suggests, they are just misunderstood, antiquated, and sometimes hilarious in the way they try to interact with humans. Presented as a fake mockumentary, think The Office, Spinal Tap, or Parks and Rec, the film follows four vampires sharing a small flat in New Zealand: Vladislav, Viago, Deacon, and Peter, who is an 8,000-year-old Nosferatu-looking vampire and the sire of the family. Through introductions, we find out the vampires are largely like us. They fight over who's going to clean the bloody dishes and why it's important to lay down towels and newspaper for guests on the furniture, before you begin drinking blood from them. After the introductions, we get one of my favorite scenes in the movie, where the guys prepare to go out for a night on the town. We get a series of very outdated outfits and wardrobe choices from each of them, and then, to solve their lack of reflections in a mirror, the guys take turns rapidly sketching and drawing each other's looks, with sometimes horrendous art skills. Eventually, we get to one of the important plot points of the movie, following the creation of and problems caused by new vampire Nick being brought into the fold. Nick faces issues like being unable to properly float or fly through the window in one comical scene, and not quite understanding he shouldn't be talking about his vampirism left and right in another. He also quickly learns he cannot eat human food, resulting in a moment reminiscent of a late-night partier getting sick to his stomach. There's a great supporting cast of characters to this movie, too. We have Jackie, a married mother of two, who is the vampire's servant and brings them victims and blood. She quickly states that she knows never to introduce the guys to people she's invested in, since they're going to eat them. There's Stu, Nick's human friend, who teaches the vampires about the internet, telephones, and digital cameras in a fun sequence. But my favorite side characters have to be the werewolves, a group of guys all wearing puffy jackets and stretchy pants, as they are easier to keep from breaking during transformations. To me, the best scene in the movie is the first encounter between the vampires and the werewolves, where they act like rival friend groups, just calling each other these awful names. The humor in this movie is very Monty Python meets The Office, as the characters themselves will be acting more serious or saying something in a way that indicates they did not mean it to be funny. For example, early on, Vladislav reveals he is that famous Vlad from Vampire Myth, but after describing how he used to stab his victims with spears, he reveals his moniker to be Vlad the Poker, causing me to laugh at the bait and switch on the name. Now, there is some blood and gore in this movie, but I did not think it was too awful. Most of the blood effects were akin to old B-horror movies, with these ridiculous fountains of blood coming out in a short time. But there were some bite effects and other effects that looked a little gruesome. If you only get sort of squeamish at these things, I think you'll be fine watching this movie. The talent behind the film is wonderful. The co-director, co-writer, and co-star of this movie, Taika Waititi, who plays uptight vampire Viago, has gone on to direct Thor Ragnarok and more recently Jojo Rabbit. Whereas his co-director, writer, and co-star Jermaine Clement, who played Vlad, has gone on to star and voice act for numerous TV shows and films, including FX's Legion and Rio 1 and 2. The team reunited to bring What We Do in the Shadows to television on FX with an almost all-new cast. Jermaine returns and Waititi directs, and it's actually just finished its second season. What We Do in the Shadows is rated R by the Motion Picture Association of America for bloody, violent content, some sexual material, and language. Again, I gave a small disclaimer on the bloody content, but the sexual material does not contain any nudity. It merely hints at or depicts sexual situations. What We Do in the Shadows is available to stream for free using Canopy. Simply click eLibrary from the taskbar on the library homepage, and then select Canopy from the list of e-materials on the right. You will have to sign up using your library card and PIN number password. After creating the account, You can use Canopy apps to watch films on your TV, tablets, computer, or even Android and Apple devices. Email us at reference@yvl.org if you need help setting up your account.